Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Celina Pereira. I love makeup and I'm from Sydney, Australia. Today's video is going to be on my foundation routine. This was actually requested by one of my subscribers, so I'm going to be featuring everything that I do for my kind of go-to face routine. Everything from primer, foundation, concealer, bronzer, blush and highlight. If you guys want to see my foundation routine, then please keep on watching. Alright, so to start off with, I've already moisturised my face and I've just used my Skin Therapy Dragon's Blood Moisturiser as per usual. And I've applied that maybe about 10 minutes before, just to kind of let that sink into my skin and let my skin absorb all the benefits. Now I'm going to go into primer, and so to start off with, I'm going to use my MAC Strobe Cream in the colour Silverlight. And what this is going to do, it's going to give you a more luminous finish. So for me, my skin is kind of like combo to dry, so I want that kind of hydration, I want that kind of dewy look, so that is one of my favourites. I love it. Now I'm going to go in with my Sephora smoothing primer, very similar to the Smashbox Photo Finish primer, the smoothing one. The reason why I use this is because just kind of around this area right here, my makeup kind of breaks up in that area like throughout the day, and by applying this in those areas, just make sure that my makeup's not going to move. And so I just like to kind of tap that in. And then last but not least, for my prep, I'm going to use my BADESCU facial spray with aloe, herbs and rosewater. I use this as part of my skincare routine. I use it as kind of a makeup fresher during the day. I use it, you know, to prep my skin. It's a really good all-rounder facial spray, and it's pretty inexpensive as well, so it's a really good one. And you guys, before this video, I also did my brows and I just applied a pair of lashes. The lashes that I'm using are from VELOUR, and it's a pair that I actually customized. If you didn't know, you can actually customize your own pair of lashes on velourlashes.com. That's what they look like up close. I'll be sure to leave all the details for these lashes down below if you want to customize them yourself. And for brows, I've used my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and my UEMURA brow ink in the shade Palm Beige. Moving back to my foundation routine. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going in with my MAC Sheer Finish Concealer in NW25. This is just a pot concealer. And I like to take that on a Morphe G34 brush. And basically what I like to do is I like to apply this before my foundation in any areas where I have any blemishes or any redness, and even kind of around my nose, because I find that my makeup separates there the most, especially in these areas here where I apply that smoothing primer. If I apply this first, it basically locks in that primer in place, so when I go in with my foundation, I feel like it doesn't move around as much as what it would. So I'm just take a little bit of that and just apply it to the sides of my nose first. And then I take that on my nose. And then I take that on any blemishes. So I've got a little bit of a blemish. It's still going around my chin. And on the side of my mouth. And on my cheek here. And I've got some of these are blemishes that are healing up, and scars that I have from blemishes. And that's pretty much it there. And already in my mind, that makes quite a bit of a difference. On days that I don't wear a lot of makeup, this is pretty much all I'll do. Just brows, lashes and a bit of this concealer, and you know, I call it a day and that's it. But I'm going to continue on. Now for foundation, for every day, I personally like to use a stick foundation. I just find that they are so easy to use, they're so convenient, pigmentation is amazing, and you don't have to get dirty, you know, with products spilling everywhere. My two top stick foundations that I really like are the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I'm in the colour Y325. This one is probably my go-to. I've had this one now for a while. And then the other one that I really like is the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. I've only had this for a few weeks, but I already really like it. This one's in the shade Buff. And that's what it looks like just there. Now, if stick foundation isn't really your thing and you prefer more of a liquid foundation, I would probably give the Too Faced Born This Way foundation a go. It's got a really nice kind of satin finish, so it's not super dewy, not super matte, but has a really nice satin finish, a bit more of a natural finish if you ask me. It's really easy to apply, it blends really nicely. The colour range is really nice on this foundation as well, so I would give this one a go. And if you're looking for something from the drugstore, my all-time favorite is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I have been using the original True Match since I was just starting out in high school. I've been using that foundation forever. I really like it. And then when they came out with the Lumi, I went out and got that one because, like I said, I like more of a luminous finish because my skin is combo to dry. So if you're looking for something from the drugstore, this is a really, really good one. Stick foundation from the drugstore, the NYX Mineralized Stick Foundation. I've used it for contouring and I've actually found it to be really, really nice. So I would assume that it's really similar just as a general foundation. I would give that one a go as well if you're looking for something else. So for today, I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever. And I'm in the colour Y325. And basically I just apply about 2.5 stripes kind of on each cheek. And then I kind of apply like sun raises on my forehead. I apply down my nose a stripe, across my chin and above my lip. And so like I said, it's just and so you see with the stick foundation, there's just no mess, there's no foundation on my hands, there's kind of nothing that's really messy about it. It's all just on my skin, it's so easy, it closes up, it's all good to go. So I'm going to take my BADESCU facial spray again. I will do this on days where I'm feeling a little bit extra dry or it's a really hot day or I want something extra luminous. You definitely don't have to do this at all because these foundations will blend out so well by themselves, but I like to use if I want a little bit more hydration in my skin, and I'll just spritz a bit of this just before I go in and blend. So okay. And to blend my foundation, I always go with an oval brush. In my Valentine's Day video, I spoke about the Simple Glam Girls oval brushes. This is from the Rosewater collection. Like I said in that video, I really like these brushes. I think they work really, really well. You can use my code Celina at simpleglamgirls.com. I'll leave a link down below and all my details to my discount code. You can save some extra money that way as well. That's what I'm going to use for today. This is just a large size oval brush and I'm going to use that to blend out my foundation. So next I'm going in with concealer, and the concealer that I'm using today is you all know it, my Tarte Shapetape concealer. I'm in the colour Light Neutral, and I mean, look, this concealer, everyone's spoken about it, every single beauty guru is using it, and I know that it can be annoying, but everyone's talking about it for a reason. It really is amazing. I'm just applying that in the usual highlighting places, so just my under eyes, the bridge of my nose, my forehead and my cupid's bow. And to blend that out, I'm going to use a beauty blender. So I always start off with blending out my cupid's bow and my forehead, and I will then go in and do my under eyes and then leave my nose for last. And the reason I do that is because with the concealer on the nose sitting there for a little bit, what it's going to do is it's going to kind of just define the nose a little bit more, and when I blend it out, it's going to still look blended, but it will still have that really nice kind of line where it also looks like it's highlighted. It'll give a bit more lift to the nose and it'll make the nose look a little bit more chiseled and contoured without even contouring. And so I'm just pouncing that. And I'll always start with the kind of end bit and then go in with the kind of pointy bit to get in those little crevices and those little areas that are hard to get into with the other side of the beauty blender. Alright, now I'm going to do my nose and the same thing, just tapping. Alright, so for powder, I'm going to be using my RCMA No Colour powder. I've just got this in a little Dermablend little container because the RCMA container is not great. I'm pretty sure you all know. Now, I used to use before the Laura Mercier powder, but I just found that it would just dry my skin, my under eyes and my skin a lot. So that one I would probably recommend if you're oily, but if you're dry, I would recommend the RCMA. And I'm just taking that on my damp beauty blender and I'm just applying that to my under eyes and then bringing that down to that area where I've got that kind of issue my makeup separating. And by using that primer with the powder on top, it's going to kind of sandwich the foundation and the concealer together, so that way it doesn't move, it doesn't crease, doesn't kind of do anything too weird, just performs. So just really keeping that kind of just close to the nose. I don't want to bring it out too much, and the reason being is I feel like if I bring my bake too far out, that when I go to apply my highlight, it doesn't actually kind of show up that much. So I like to just keep it just directly under the eyes and down to my kind of pore problem area. And then I also take that powder just between the brows and also on those kind of fine lines like I spoke about before. I just apply that over the top. And I'm also going to apply that to the bridge of the nose and to the cupid's bow. So I'm going to let that sit there for a little bit just while I do my contour and my blush. For bronzing and contours today, I'm going to take my Shade Light palette from Kat Von D and my Morphe M527 brush, and I'm going to take these two shades here. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bronze my cheeks. So when you're bronzing, you're not contouring, so you're not being precise and exact. You're just kind of applying the colour all over just to get that kind of bronzy look, give some life back to the skin. You can see both sides what a difference that already makes. And also applying a little bit of that to my forehead. And I take a little bit as well underneath my lip because I feel like it makes my bottom lip look a little bit more pouty. And also under the chin and jawline to just chisel it out just a little bit more. Alright, then I'm going to take my fan brush, and this is a little fan brush from Morphe. This is the Morphe M310 brush, and I'm going to take this darker shade right here. And now this technique I saw originally from Nikki Tutorials. She does use a bigger fan brush, but for really direct contouring I actually really like a smaller brush. I feel like it works just as well. And basically I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to circular motions just apply that just to, I guess, the contour areas of the face. And the beauty of this brush, it will actually do all the blending for you, so you can see I've got a nice contour, but I haven't really had to do a lot of work for it. I've literally just been using circular motions and it's just been blending itself, which is awesome. It's really easy. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that as well and just apply it to the nose. And I kind of like to, when I use brush, I like to kind of brush inwards to my nose, and then I'm going to get a nice gradient, a nice soft kind of look onto the nose, and also a little bit on the very bottom. And I like to extend that up because I don't want my contour to just stop just here. I like it to just blend upwards and whatever's left onto my forehead. I don't like to put a lot on my forehead because I don't really need to contour my forehead because I don't really have much here. So I like to just kind of leave it as it is. Alright, now I'm going to wipe away all this bake, and to do that I'm going to take my Morphe E48 brush and I'm going to take my Kat Von D translucent powder. This is the translucent locket powder, and I like to take a little bit of that powder, tap off the excess, so I'm ending up with just a tiny little bit, and I like to use that to kick off my bake. When you just look at it in the container, it just looks like any old kind of translucent powder that looks a little bit on the creamy side. But when you apply it to the skin, you actually find that it has these kind of little tiny little speckles of like sparkle to them. So you end up with this really nice luminous finish without looking like you've got glitter on your face. It's really, really nice. And also use that same brush to just blend out my nose contour a little bit if I feel like I've gone too heavy-handed. Now after that, what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of my RCMA powder, again on my beauty blender, and I just like to apply that, and I like to apply that straight underneath my contour. And this is what's called underbaking, and basically it's going to help to just chisel out your contour a little bit more and just make it a little bit straighter and just clean up your edges a little bit more. And then in the meantime, while that's sitting there, I like to move on to blush. And a blush that is my go-to blush is my MAC Melba. I really love this blush. It's one of the first high-end blushes that I ever bought, and I still love it to this day. What I love about it is the best combination between pink and peach and mauve and everything. It's got a little bit of everything in there. It is beautiful on every single skin tone. I love it. I'm just going to use my Morphe E4 brush, and I like to just take that, just tap into it probably twice, dust off the excess, and then I like to smile and just pounce it onto my face. And now I like to dust off that and bake. So just using that same brush from before, which is the Morphe E48. Just using circular meshes to blend that out. And last but not least is highlight, our favourite part of any makeup look. So my go-to, I guess, highlight that I've been using lately is from the ANASTASIA Beverly Hills Glowkit. This is the Sundipped Glowkit. I really like this one. And I like mixing them. So if I feel like being super bronzy, super glowy, I will just pop bronze as kind of like my blush. So this will actually go over my contour, over my bronzer, over everything, and it'll be really nice and bronzy. If I'm feeling like staying a little bit more pink, I'll go with Tourmaline. And then for kind of my everyday, I will mix Summer and Moonstone together. I really like that combination. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm just going to be using my Sephora Cheekbone Blush brush, which is the number 51 brush. As always, I really like this brush. It's what I like about it is that I really like the shape, and I like how soft the brushes are. It is one of my softest brushes that I own, and it's a really nice one. So I like to take a little bit of that, just take both colors, tap off the excess, and I like to apply this just to the high points of the face. And with my highlight, I really only like to keep it in those high places. I don't like to bring my highlight all the way down. I like to just keep it in this kind of area, kind of tucked underneath my eye and around my brow. I just find that on me that's the most flattering, and that's the kind of look that I really like personally. Okay, and then I will always apply a little bit just above the brows and a little bit to the Cupid's bow. Actually, a lot to the Cupid's bow. I like my Cupid's bow to be really, really nice and highlighted. And then for my nose, I'll take them on my finger, and what I'll do is I'll apply a little bit to the tip of the nose and a little bit just here to the bridge. So I almost create like an exclamation point on my nose. And I apply it with my finger, and then I go in with my brush and just blend that out a little bit, because I don't want like a little Tin Man nose on the end. It's not really my style. And then after I've kind of finished doing my whole base, I'll look back at my skin. If I see any blemishes anyway, what I'll actually do, and this is a bit of a tip that I've just started doing over the past couple of weeks, I'll actually turn it into a beauty spot. So for that, I like to use my ANASTASIA Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in medium brown. And basically what I do is I just take that and I just find wherever that blemish is. So I've got one just here. So I'll just press that pencil on and then kind of just turn it just a little bit like that. And you'll end up with this little spot there. And if I'm happy with that, what I'll do is I'll just take my beauty blender again and I'll just go over those and just kind of blend them out a little bit, because any kind of beauty mark, if you look at people with natural beauty marks, they do sit underneath foundation, because foundation usually does cover them. So you just kind of want to make it look like it's just under the skin, and you can use your beauty blender or your oval brush for this as well. Either do work quite well. And now whenever I've got this kind of a look where I'm not really doing much on the eyes and it's just skin, brows and lashes, I always like to do a nude lip with a bit of gloss. So I'm just going to take my MAC lip liner in Oak, and I'm going to use that to line my lips and fill them in. And then over top I'm going to apply my YSL lip gloss in the colour 2. And I really like the shade of this lip gloss, and I actually just picked it up again the other day because Sephora was doing this really cute thing where if you bought any lip product you could get it engraved. So I got my initials engraved, if the camera will focus. I don't know if you can see, but it says CJP. It's really cute. I love it. And I'm just going to take that and last but definitely not least, I'm going to take my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, give it a bit of a shake, and spritz. So guys, that is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment down below or on any of my other social media for what you want to see next. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and Pinterest. That all is Celina J. Pereira. I'll have it linked down below. And that's it, you guys. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.